Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman, and this is more of American Truck Simulator. And also the Young Turks for August the 17th of 2022. So trigger warning for the news. I'm going to be listening to that while streaming because it's the middle of the night, nobody's around to talk to in chat. And I'm kind of out of dialogue thoughts as far as like what to talk about on stream. So we're just trying to meet a middle ground here. We're getting some American Truck Simulator in while there's dialogue happening. It's just not me. That's all.
2024 ballot. Yeah, I said it.
So it's picking up right where the last recording left off. That's kind of how I decided to do it. I almost decided to like keep driving until I hit the end of this segment and
like Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom, I mean, like, he is such a target-rich environment. If he's really thinking about running for president, the Democratic Party is really in for some pain. Talisha Conklin renewed their 30-month membership. Thank you, Anna, for being my spirit person and expressing everything.
Actually, real quick.
Thank you so much for the support. Greg Hill on the Crime Story says, you don't have to be a conservative to find this outrageous. Good on Anna for reporting and examining.
It's about as audio bound. I don't feel like making the...
I love you. This is like the new Tulsi Gabbard.
I guess I should listen back to it later and see if the
earlier today, because
see if the audio sounds appropriately volumed for you to be able to hear it. Because I want you to still be able to hear me. And it's not like I can turn up the dialogue and turn down the music for like commercial breaks and stuff like that. Well, not that there are commercial breaks.
Paid family leave, like all of these other issues. For some reason, it's like this.
It's a right-hand turn coming up.
But it is fascinating that these crime-related.
He's pulling for inspection at the nearest way station.
Easily, even in some red states, by the way. And I'm wondering,
where's the nearest way station?
On purpose as a way to campaign against the left. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but it is wrong. Ewa Will Weeman writes it and says,
failed to visit the way. What way station?
That DA's department and that police department. Yeah, 100%.
I got a fine.
All right.
For what?
On to our super chats. One super chat because we're running out of time.
Oh, they treated me as skipping the way station.
There should be another one of those TYT political bets between Anna and Jank. It could be
well, fuck.
Topic, but it could be fun. Love it.
Absolutely wrecked and destroyed.
Huge. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to TYT.
I think that counts against my having a good run, a good long run.
Such a great comment that made me feel.
But I don't think this heavy cargo counted anyway for the 1,000-mile trip I need to do.
When you compared it to making a case in court, you were spot on. Each story makes a point, then you tie each point together, make the case, and show how it fits into the larger picture. Thank you. I mean, in the era of
that's not even listed as a rest area, and trucks are stopped over there.
Short attention spans, it feels good to know that the longer form content is still appreciated, and I'm glad that you guys are getting something out of it. Well, let's move on to our next story because this is just the continuation of the pain and suffering that people are feeling across
Colorado Road conditions, call 511.
And it's one of the hardest stories that I've produced in a long time, so let's get to it.
She's going to pass this fetus in the toilet. She's going to have to deal with that on her own. There's a 50% chance, greater than 50% chance that she's going to lose her uterus. There's a 10% chance that she will develop sepsis.
Like I said, trigger warning for the news.
That weighs on me. I voted for that bill.
You just heard from a Republican state lawmaker from the state of South Carolina, which is working to pass a near abortion ban with very few exceptions. In fact, there's only one exception in the legislation that's
hold on, I need to get in that way station.
And it would be to save a woman's life if the pregnancy is putting her health or life in jeopardy. Now, Neil Collins is the representative you heard from in that
two trucks in front of me, so we're going to slow all the way down.
Seems to feel a little bit of remorse.
Let's find a new route.
Voting in favor of legislation that restricts abortions in his state because he was confronted by a specific story involving a woman who had a non-viable fetus and her health was in jeopardy as a result of that, but she was denied an abortion anyway. He gives more detail in the next clip.
A 19-year-old girl appeared She was 15 weeks pregnant. Her water broke. And the fetus was unviable. The standard of care was to advise her that they could extract or she could go home. The attorneys told the doctors that because of the fetal heartbeat bill, because that 15-week-old had a heartbeat, the doctors could not extract. I followed up with the doctor a week later. She had heard nothing, did not know about the 19-year-old. Thank God I followed up 2 weeks later. She did return to the ER. They did extract the now non-beating fetus. What we do matters.
And you can see he's visibly emotional there. And look, I gotta say, while I might disagree with this state representative Neil Collins on pretty much every issue, it's so rare to see any Republican politician, whether it's on a federal or state level, who has any humanity left, really. And the fact that he's willing to speak out against something that he himself...
Hi, Gaffer. Sorry. Good honk. You got me.
Full well
News while driving because nobody is around to talk to. If you got dialogue conversations or don't want to hear the news, I can stop it. No big deal. How you doing? It is 9:37 where you are, I think. So welcome to the early morning. I've been playing since a little after midnight.
That only has exceptions for saving the life of the mother. The bill provides no provisions for victims of rape or incest.
I might have to start doing
as you can tell from
quick missions to
State also doesn't make any exceptions for a woman who's
to be able to do some achievements.
Unless she, you know, gets that unviable fetus extracted. Just because it had a heartbeat. In their minds, a heartbeat. Doesn't matter that that pregnancy isn't going to make it. Doesn't matter that this 19-year-old, 19.
You can hear me okay, I hope, Gaffer?
Worst case scenario, which doctors put at 50%, by the way, she was going to lose her uterus, which means she would never be able to have children again. Who cares? Who cares?
You don't have anybody to talk to. Sometimes it's
Draconian enough. We're here to talk
you have to
about
question whether the audio is working correctly. You can hear me. Okay, cool.
That's what this whole meeting was about. And so, unfortunately,
besides Daniel ducking in earlier, you're the first one here. How you doing?
The South Carolina legislature.
I hope you're having a good morning.
The House Committee advanced a near total abortion ban, largely along party lines, in a 13-7 vote on Tuesday. The bill, which was advanced out of the Republican-controlled State House Judiciary Committee, would prohibit abortions in the state, with exceptions in case where the...
I had a bunch of things lined up that I could do for achievements, but I just decided to, like, make money.
Not cast a vote. But even so, guys, I mean, clearly, this woman's health was at risk. I mean, she could have died from sepsis.
Can I ask you, Gaffer,
The hospital was
what
like,
is your favorite type of game to, like, play? Maybe give an example. And, like, what is your favorite type of game to watch somebody else play?
Bring terror on you. You don't want to lose your life.
Impromptu question.
You don't want to go to court.
Just curious.
You don't want the hospital to go bankrupt due to legal fees. Don't do it. Just don't do it. And they didn't. They didn't do it until that non-viable fetus.
I've never been to Denver, Colorado.
No longer had
The Continental State, 1 of 13. Wait, did I purchase Colorado and then not go to...
And
yeah, I didn't... Man, I purchased a whole bunch of, like, DLC for this game, like, a year ago, and didn't play any of it.
Culture war. The culture war that is waged on...
So I guess I shouldn't be focusing on Montana. I should just be crisscrossing everywhere.
Okay? Because while luckily it seems like this 19-year-old ended up being okay, that was a massive risk. And then there are other incidents. Like, let's take a quick trip to Louisiana, for instance, where one woman found out that her fetus was not developing properly. The fetus doesn't have a head. Let me just repeat that one more time. The fetus does not have a head. So eventually...
trigger warning for the news, by the way. I mean, it's too late now, but...
She was going to miscarry. And so she could either wait for that day, which will be painful and potentially dangerous, or she can go to the doctor's office and they can extract the unviable, headless fetus. But Louisiana wouldn't allow her to do that because of their abortion restrictions. I mean, it's just, there it is. Woman may be forced to give birth to a headless baby because of an abortion ban.
Sounds more like will be.
Abortions in Louisiana are now only permitted to prevent the death or substantial risk of death due to a physical condition or to prevent the serious permanent impairment of a life-sustaining organ of a pregnant woman. And Nancy Davis, who's the woman who's now going to have to suffer the consequences of the Republican war on women, says
Denver seems kind of like a decently big city.
burying it to bury it. Super pro-life, right? She's gonna have to deliver, likely in her bathroom, sitting on a toilet, by herself, maybe with her partner if her partner's there. She's gonna have to deliver a headless fetus. Either that, or she's gotta gather the resources necessary to travel out of state to a place called civilization, where she gets to make decisions about her own body. Just today, on Twitter, a conservative who's upset at anyone who would try to persuade Americans to get the COVID vaccine was mad at me because I was like, look, you guys want to get the vaccine, don't get the vaccine. I don't care anymore. Do whatever you want. And his argument to me was, oh, well, thank you for allowing me to have my bodily autonomy.
Gaffer says I
Crack me up.
love to play everything with steering wheel, so every racing game. Oh, Colorado Springs discovered. And I love to watch everything except Dota 2 type games. That's funny. I don't think I've ever played a. That's a MOBA, right? I don't think I've ever played a MOBA. I thought about giving Pokemon Unite a chance, but you know, Pokemon and Lucario. Lucario helps with the Pokemon.
Let's talk about the autonomy of a 10-year-old rape victim in Ohio who had to travel out of state.
Oh no, what is this?
Baby. I mean, it's just disgusting. These people are gross. They don't believe in freedom. They don't believe in what this country was supposed to
Does this
stand
wreck
for,
go
the idea of
across?
America.
No, people are able to. All right, maybe I can U-turn.
With whatever
Finding
their
a new
alleged
route.
belief system is, and at the end of the day, they don't even believe their own belief system. Because there's an endless number of Republicans in this country who have rushed their women over to the abortion clinic as soon as they found out there was an unwanted pregnancy.
Here we go.
Talk to
I'm gonna
Congressman
try.
Charlotte.
All right.
Go
I'd
straight
like to
on.
play more things with the steering wheel, but like steering wheels are kind of out of my price
From
range.
them urging to do it. It's all about punishment. It's all about control. And for politicians, it's about political power. That's it.
We're gonna consider that a
All
U-turn
right, we're out of
and
time.
claim that
We've
it's
got more
legal.
news with Wasney Lombre in the second hour. Don't miss it. We'll be right back.
I've discovered a new viewpoint. Can I get to it? I can't get to it. It's over there. Alright. Hold on. Starting the next hour. So ETS, ATS, Forza Horizon 5, Assetto Corsa? I don't know that last one.
I'm doing fantastic.
Just ping me LBN.
Excited to be back today.
I'm super excited to have you.
Well,
You know, there's a story a little later.
sometime soon Daniel and I will probably be playing Forza
pertaining
Horizon
to
5 again. I do enjoy the Forza
Greg
Horizon
Gutfeld,
series a
just
great
kind
deal.
of trashing the idea that,
I think it's
Congress needs
I think it's the
representation
best
from
overall like
diverse
modern
people.
racing series,
And I'm really
especially
curious
well
to
for
hear what you say about
arcades,
that. So if
arcade
you're
style
tuning in,
racing.
We're going to talk about that a little later in the show, but for now.
And you know, there's
before I get to the
crossplay,
first hour, I'm
so
sure you have a lot of thoughts, Waz. Has to do
I can
with
be
the
playing on Xbox,
unlikely
you can be playing on
Biden,
computer
seeking
or wherever it is you've got
re-election.
your
So,
setup.
let's talk about it.
We can play together.
Democratic Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney is now apologizing.
I would definitely be
after
interested.
he
What is
suggested
Assetto
that
Corsa,
he
though? Like,
is
what
Joe
type of
Biden
racing
not
game is that? I don't know
for
that one.
re-election, but he shouldn't run for re-election. It's a big no-no. It's a big no-no. You're not allowed to tell the truth if you're a Democratic lawmaker. And so this all started with an interview she had with the New York Times, and I want to share that exchange with you. So the reporter Eleanor Randolph asks, should President Biden run again? Okay. Carolyn Maloney says, off the record, he's not running again. Okay, let's pause for a second before I continue reading. For anyone who is giving a reporter the details on some controversial story, but you want it to be off the record. You don't just say off the record and then continue to like spout out all of these things that you want off the record. You have to get agreement from the reporter.
Yeah, I was wondering about that in this story.
But, you know, Carolyn Maloney, she's only a United States Congresswoman, so what does she know? So
True.
At that point...
But, I mean, I didn't really know that.
Topman writes, or chimes in and says, not off the record, on the record. And Maloney says, on the record? No, he should not run again.
Assetto Corsa is
I
a
mean, she made herself clear, Laws, and...
Centennial State 3 of
good on her. I
13.
agree with her. Maloney's absolutely right.
Assetto Corsa is a most powerful racing simulator and most popular one?
What do you think so
Wait,
far?
really?
I've
never heard of it. I know Forza Motorsport and I know Gran Turismo. Like GTA Online, but inside car, so first-person cars?
I love that logic.
I have never heard of this game. Is it a
It's so good. It's so good. Now,
is it a regional specific
the
game?
statement is not considered
'Cause I know you're in
final
Russia.
unless both parties agree to it. Just
So-
to be clear. Okay, so why is this important? Maloney's assertion
I've
is
never heard of
the
this game.
strongest yet
Keep
regarding
left.
Biden's uncertain 2024 plans.
I don't read
No,
gaming
I think
news
Biden
every
is
single day like I
former
used to,
Congresswoman,
but I try and keep
literally
apprised.
said Biden would be stupid to run again, and I stand by that statement.
No,
unlike
no,
the
no.
cowards that are backpedaling now. Maloney's assertion is one of the strongest yet regarding Biden's uncertain 2024 plans, coming as it does from a
I don't know. No, 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 no,
long-standing
no, no, no.
Democratic
What is no, 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 no,
who
no?
has known the president for decades. Other representatives, including Dean Phillips and Angie Craig of Minnesota, have said that they do not want to see the president run again in 2 years. Okay, so there have been some others who have said that. But this is actually not the first time Maloney has made these remarks. In fact,
$79,999.
this is the recount. During New York
A new
12
car.
debate, Congressional District 12 debate, lightning round, candidates were asked if Biden should run again in 2024. Representative Carolyn Maloney, I don't believe he is running for re-election. Nadler says, too early to say. Says Dems should talk about it after the midterms. And then this Suraj Patel person jumps in and says yes. Okay, he should run again. Anyway, Maloney, by the way, is vying.
What am I getting wrong, Gaffer?
District
Like, what am I
seats.
misunderstanding?
Nonetheless, her race is extremely close. Polls suggest that the contest is tight. Nadler has to
Or
run
wait,
to Maloney's left.
Is a Assetto Corsa
highlighting his
Corsa
opposition to the Patriot
not a
Act
racing
and
game? Is it a
Iraq
steering wheel?
War. In contrast with
Like,
Maloney's
what did I
in
misunderstand?
favor of both- oh, God.
I don't understand what I didn't understand.
Priorities, while Maloney has countered that New Yorkers should re-elect a woman at a time when reproductive rights are under attack. Okay, so Maloney, if that's the only standard, it just has to be a woman because abortion, you know, I agree, the abortion bans are a problem. So which women? Like Liz Cheney? Like, just being a woman does not automatically mean you're going to have the right takes on policies in this country. Like, I hate that line of thinking. It drives me crazy.
I also hate that line of thinking. It drives me
Because,
crazy.
Schumer did endorse Nadler, so she seemed to have cold feet in the end when it came to the whole Biden question, and possibly in fear of
When I come
losing
home,
this
I'll DM
race,
you some
she
vids
decided to
from-
backpedal, and it was swift.
Okay.
So let's take a look.
Mr.
I guess you can do that.
I apologize. I want you to run. I have
Oh, that's
to
right. You
respect
work in
the
the early
run.
morning, don't you?
But when you run, or if you run, I will be there 100%. You have deserved it. You are a
I
great
think I remember that coming up before.
Thank you.
If I have that correct and you don't mind saying, what do you do? And if you've already answered that question, my bad. I have very bad memory.
I have strong thoughts, but Waz, I want to kick it over to you first.
Oh my God. I mean, like, first
I'm probably asking too much of your attention right now anyway.
believes that,
If you're, you know, working.
The Democratic Party power structure establishment are angry with her. This isn't going to fix it. Never mind the fact that, like, Joe Biden's cooked. Do you guys see this guy? When they trot him out to do anything in the public, he looks horrible. He sounds horrible. He's old as hell. He's been through a lot. Let this man go home and die, people. Do they want him to die in office? Like, what do they want from this guy? And I'm not trying to be ageist here. It's just like, he's done. It's obvious. And, you know, the part about elect a woman, I mean, I can think of another New Yorker who's a woman who might, you know, who's been in the political seat of power recently, Ivanka Trump. What do you think about that one? Anna, do you think, is it Ivanka?
I mean, all we need-
Ivana? Which
all we
one is
need-
Trump's daughter? I can never remember.
Ivanka.
Okay.
Ivana is the one he buried at his golf
Okay,
course. to
yes,
get
my
taxed.
bad.
No, it was about.
Uh-huh.
Was for something about your
But
location?
he's-
Left.
Absolutely.
Wait.
No,
Did I?
Actually.
no, I mean,
Oh,
that line of
wait.
thinking is
Did
so
I
incredibly
mix you up,
stupid
or
because
did you move locations again?
There's no default value system.
Can you repeat the
based
question,
on
please? I
your identity, right? Like, just
Are you
because you're
What?
like,
I-
Anna,
anyway,
are
I
you
don't see
serious?
this.
I have a really bad memory. I don't remember exactly all the context. I remember saying that I thought you were 7 hours ahead and you were in Russia, and I don't know if I got that wrong. I didn't say a specific city or anything like that because I don't know.
Democratic establishment,
And
but I don't think
I
this
can't
man is,
remember
like,
what I
some
was just
progressive,
saying.
Or certainly not some leftist. So I'm
I
against
think I was asking
like,
you
Maloney
what
is
a
crazy. And also,
Assetto Corsa was. Is it a type of car? Is it a type of race? Is it a type of steering wheel?
Self-important politicians. Because if you're gonna say something, be real about it and say it, and stand by what you're saying. Think before you speak. First of all, understand what off the record
I can't believe I got fined for skipping a way station I didn't know existed because I got off the road to get a rest area.
Aside from that,
That's really
do
unfortunate.
you want to represent the people in that district? Because I would venture to say that you need to be a strong, principled person who has actual values. And clearly Maloney
Oh,
lacks values,
actually, the
lacks
question I had just
any
asked after
courage
was
to stand by
actually,
what she really believes, because the second she thinks it might hurt her political
aren't you?
career,
I asked,
she
aren't you at
backs
work
up
this
and
morning?
pretends
That's
that,
why
like,
you were like, when I
Biden
get home, I'll say
is the
something
most-
because I
it's
think
like
you
the
mentioned that
Democratic
previously.
version of Trump
But
who
I could not
Biden-
remember if you've said
Biden he's the
if you do work, what
strongest,
job you do,
he's
and if you
alert,
don't mind
he's
saying.
got that crisp look to him. Like, come on.
Even though I may not remember the answer later, even though I may have already asked you and don't remember the answer,
Democrats, I hope
I'd be
you-
curious.
Anyway, let's move on to our next story.
What is happening right now?
Because more books are being banned
Okay, the car was
by the
stuck in a
Free Speech Squad,
weird gear.
Republicans. In the past year, we've seen an epidemic of book bannings.
Rotten
in
discovered.
States. And
The Land of
these are
Enchantment,
books
6 of
that are
14.
Written by authors who are people of color, members of the LGBTQ community. But one school in
Internet
Texas
in
is
train
actually
sucks.
looking to ban a novel
Oh.
adaptation of Anne Frank's
You're taking mass
diary
transit.
and
Alright,
even the Bible.
that explains a
We'll get
little
into the
bit.
details. All right. So, why might these books? By the way, the Bible. Have you read the Bible?
I wish we had mass
Have you
transit.
read Deuteronomy. Just saying, if we're gonna open Pandora's box and we're gonna go in this direction, Republicans better be careful. Now, ahead of the first day of school, the Keller Independent School District is removing all books that were challenged last year within the school district, including the Bible, The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison,
Okay.
and a graphic novel adaptation of Anne Frank's The Diary of a Young Girl or Young Girl. Okay, let's pause for a second. So
Keep left.
I think it's really funny that they're doing this in some ways, because they're just doing a massive advertisement for these books, and nothing makes kids want to do something more than adults telling them they can't do it. So, like,
I mean, to be
this
fair,
is
Anna, they
great.
are talking
I
about,
guarantee
like,
you more
books.
Kids are going to end up reading these books and checking them out of the library as a result of all the attention that's now being directed toward these book bans. Attached to the email was a list of 41 book titles to be removed.
It's a train
41
somewhere
now,
far behind me.
41 book titles to be removed, including all versions of the Bible and Gender Queer, a memoir by Maya Kobabe.
Well, I hope wherever you are, however much you're getting to see Gaffer, that you're, having a good time.
Apologies if I mispronounced the last name there. So how does the challenging work exactly? Well, the Keller School
I have had
allows parents, employees, and district
I have had
residents
worse
to file
internet.
formal objections
Hotel
to
internet
challenges to
is
books and
seemingly the
instructional
worst in
materials
America.
used in school.
Well, no, actually, I guess second worst, because now I've experienced some satellite. Satellite is real bad.
Will remain in schools. So we'll get into what's really driving this push to ban books in just a moment. But Waz, I'm curious what your thoughts are about this, because the left gets a lot of flack for its censorship.
I get the same pain in my trigger fingers that I get from the pain in my feet from pressing the accelerator for too long without having the cruise control on.
Yeah, obviously this is just a stupid idea on its face. It goes against everything we allegedly stand for in this country when it comes to arming our citizenry with education and knowledge. Like, it goes against all of that stuff. But I would think as parents, man, like, honestly, unless you're gonna turn your kid into some trust fund kid where it doesn't matter, if they're gonna compete out there in the world as future
But hey, at least I got the
employees,
news.
whatever.
Yeah, I think
people who
Gaffer's
are
lost his connection
hireable,
again.
you're putting them behind the 8 ball here. They're just gonna be less dynamic than their counterparts, which I just think is a mistake. Like, you shouldn't be doing this to your kids, because other kids are gonna learn about a whole bunch of other stuff. They're gonna know how to communicate and deal with a whole range of other people, and your kids are just gonna be these cloistered, sheltered people who are useless.
No, you're absolutely right. I didn't think about that, but you're so right about that.
I mean, and just to put it like this, whenever you watch those cult documentaries or I Escaped Polygamy and all of that, and they're like, yo, we get out into the world and we're not prepared, right?
Yep.
Like, it takes a lot for us to get acclimated to the real world because we were so sheltered and so we're basically behind the 8 ball. That's what these people are voluntarily doing to their kids. It's ridiculous.
It absolutely is ridiculous. I mean, everyone loses in this censorious environment, including the children. You're right about that. And look, I haven't read the novel adaptation of Anne Frank's diary, but I did read Anne Frank's diary when I was either in 4th or 5th grade. It was assigned to us in class. And look, teaching elementary school kids about the Holocaust is not an easy thing to do. And what I appreciated about Anne Frank's diary is it helps you understand it without, yeah, it is. There are parts of it that are graphic, but you're old enough to understand what those things are because you're of a similar age. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's not like you're reading something. It's, oh my God, I'm learning about the human body for the first time in my life. But what it does is it helps educate you and helps you.
I really wish this car behind me would go past me because it's really loud in my left ear.
Personal level for children, during the Holocaust. Like, it was the introduction for a broader curriculum on the Holocaust, and I think it was an important part of my education and my experience in school.
That's gonna be Iraq.
Taking certain books away from kids, just like
I should have slowed down instead.
Because you're right, they won't be well informed. They won't know much about the world around them, and they'll just
Well, I already lost my perfectness to a fine anyway.
Black and white world.
Can I answer everything on the next stream? I'll be home at that time. Yeah, Gaffer, no pressure. It's good to just have you around trying to watch, but if you can't keep things consistent, I don't even know if you're hearing my answer. Though, I guess I would ask, when are you going to be home? Like, are you on the way home right now on the train? Or the metro or the subway or whatever it is you're on?
And according to the school district, all 41 challenge books are now to be reviewed again by campus staff and librarians to see if they meet a new board policy.
Almost got enough money to
that pack, by the way, is called the Patriot
get another
Action
vehicle and
here's
driver.
an excerpt from their website.
Seems like it's a little easier in American
We
truck than
believe
it
to
was
save
in
America,
Euro.
We must save our schools, of course, by banning books. Every child in America should be educated with the values of American exceptionalism. Look, I gotta be honest, as someone who went to public schools in California, we're already there.
Oh.
folks. Okay, and
That was a cop in the median, ready to catch speeders as they go by. That is absolutely an American thing, and I don't think I've seen it before.
Don't lose sleep over that.
That's
because
super
that didn't
common.
exist in our public schools either. Didn't learn about Marxism until I was in college.
I didn't learn about Marxism until like the last decade, and I barely know it now.
Okay, I can get behind that. And in our First Amendment, freedom of religion, get this, freedom of speech, and to peaceably assemble. Okay, you don't really believe in freedom of speech because you're banning books. You're funding school board members who ban books on your behalf. That is what you're doing.
You know, we did a segment recently on Rebel HQ about like these weird Airbnbs of slave quarters in Mississippi and all of that stuff, and I was making
What?
the point that I feel like a lot of black people, I think wrongheadedly, still carry the shame associated with the atrocities of slavery, and I'm just like, I don't know why black people internalize this shame. Being descendants of slaves is not shameful. The shameful part of that history was carried out by the white people, quite frankly, right? But I feel like throughout my life, when I hear black people talk about slavery, it's with this shame and this like, oh, I'm still wearing the stain of slavery, even though I'm a doctor who makes like $500,000 a year. Then whatever, that's neither here nor there. But I do feel like in recent years, white people are carrying this damn shame. Like, then this is the sort of backlash to that. Like, these people really do feel that the acts of slavery was shameful and they want to disassociate with it to the extent that they don't even want their kids to know about it.
Well, I mean, the reason they don't want people to know about slavery and stuff in America is because they don't want
I just think
any
they're
people
worried
growing
about
up in America
speaking about
to
the
know
realities
we
of
were
and
even more
sordid,
terrible than we are now.
elements of race relations in the country, and I think they're afraid that their kids are going to judge
I don't think they're
them. I think
ashamed.
that's what it's really about.
I
you
think
know?
they're
I think they do to some
indoctrinating.
extent feel shame, but I think they're more concerned about their children questioning them, or maybe even questioning their ancestors, their heritage. I think that's what it's really about.
Yeah, I think
Martha, did you ever swim in an all-white swimming pool?
I mean, depending on her age, she probably did. I mean, think about it.
Yeah,
The
of
civil rights movement
course.
wasn't that long ago.
Of course. All that segregation stuff wasn't that long ago. And, you know, I will say this, just this is a final note on this, and at least they're being consistent, because, my God, so much violence and sex in the Bible. I mean,
Have we started having readable license plates on vehicles? I can't quite read that one, but it looks like if my resolution was a little higher, I could.
So much sex, like you wouldn't even believe it. So yeah, I'm glad they're banning that, because we don't want the kids to be fruitful and try to multiply. We got to stop that.
All right, we got to take a break. I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm going to let that breathe. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we've got more news, including an update on the Biden administration meddling in the railroaders' efforts to strike for better working conditions and better pay. That and more coming right up. Welcome back to our social break. Melissa writes in and says, yesterday's Dr. Oz coverage was great. The pores, Jake's live realization that Oz had never shopped before, plus Bart's great laugh. Chef's kiss.
Oh wait, I should
I'm
go
really
back and
happy
watch
you
the
enjoyed
previous
it.
day because I missed the
There's
previous
more
day and I
Oz
wanted to
stuff
watch that
later in
Dr.
the
Oz
show.
thing.
We've got Monkey Eats Snake writing in saying, hey Anna, I love you, been listening for years.
I got
Love you
time.
Right back. Thank you. Jason Ray says, I'd say harming the mental health of a woman by forcing them to endure this kind of brutality is harming a vital organ. No? Jason, we're on the same page. I mean, the cruelty associated with taking bodily autonomy away from women, getting in between women and their doctors, it is only meant to be cruel. And it's hilarious to me to see, like, the story that I just did about the woman in Louisiana who's going to be forced to deliver a headless fetus. A right-winger responded to that by saying, like, that's not true. That's not true. Why are you guys denying? Like, you guys fought for this and you won. Why are you trying to run away from it now? This is what you did. Shouldn't you be proud? Anyway,
Gaffer, if you can still hear my voice, if you have access to the Discord, I could throw you into a voice chat if you want. I don't know if you're... I mean, you type English perfectly fine. I don't know if you're confident in your...
If you want that to be my big prediction section. If someone wants to take
actual
back on
English,
that,
but I mean, it's
I'll
an
do it,
option if you can still
because
hear my voice. Hey, we're about
it's
to hit
just-
our
it's hard to
Albuquerque?
believe that
Wait, didn't I already go
even
through
though
everywhere in New
took home
Mexico?
top-secret classified documents
Oh,
that
wait, no,
were
New
released to be
Mexico is also one of the
reviewed
states
in
I haven't
secure
hit.
government facilities.
Alright,
Doesn't matter. I mean, he's been
we're about to go
treated
past
as
the
if he's
filming
above the
location
law.
of Breaking
He gets
Bad.
investigated, and somehow, even after these investigations, he gets away with it. Slaps on the wrist. All right, let's go to Chrome Shock, who renewed their 22-month membership. Hi, Anna. Always enjoying TYT.
Yvonne
Turk
leveled up.
and
I missed how much
Time.
money, but we're at
Oh, I love
94,000.
that.
Trying to get to another
All right,
120,000.
Let's move over to our YouTube members. Lisa Loveday became a member. Welcome. I hope you enjoy our bonus episode that's members only.
Report
today.
drunk
We've
drivers.
got,
Call 911.
let's see, who else? Lonzetta, who says, seriously, why would you want the stress of the White House at Biden's age unless you're an egomaniac? Yeah, I was going to weigh in on that, Waz, because you keep saying, like, let him go. Why do they want him to do this? He wants to do this, Waz. He wants, it's like, what? You just have a bunch of, like, what's the name? You have a bunch of, like, golems running around, like, precious.
Yeah,
It's like,
I guess I'm just built differently because, like, honestly, if I could retire right now, I absolutely would, and I'm 35 years old. I would have no problem hanging up the old jersey. Never.
I'd like to do what I'm doing.
Again, except for, like,
I'd like
those
more
stuff
people
that I
to be
felt like doing.
able to interact
Like,
with me.
the idea
It's
of the job that
twitch.tv/HunterMon if
there's
you're
no
watching later
time
on
off
YouTube.
when you're the president.
But,
You sleep 4 hours a night. You get up as soon as you wake up. you're working. Sounds like
HUNTERMUN.
misery to me.
are you sure there's no time off when you're president? Like, Trump
Maybe.
literally had that baked into every schedule, like executive time.
Yeah, executive time.
Shouts to Trump, great president.
All right, we got to get back to the show, everyone. See you there. Welcome back to the show. Anna Kasparian and Wozni Lombre with you. Just want to give a shout out to our
Let's
TYT
see.
member Jim, who writes in and says that he appreciated the reporting on the California prison and justice system. Appreciate the love and support. Thank you for
99,000.
watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Driver Jiri made
So
some
without further
monies.
ado, let's get a little into some labor-related news because the Biden administration felt the need to meddle in efforts for workers to strike, and I don't appreciate it. So I wanted to give you the details and update on it. So let's do it. Railroad workers and railroad corporations are now in the midst of a fierce contract negotiation, and a board that was appointed by President Joe Biden has actually just sided with the corporations. I mean, isn't that shocking? Now, this is a story that we're updating you on. 2IT had covered the initial reports on this, but just to give you a refresher before we get to the latest news, the railroad workers have been without.
I do
a
kind of wish this
contract
game was
for
available
almost
on
3 years, no
like the
contract. And you know what
Xbox
that
Series or
means?
something like that,
That
or
means
any
that they have
console.
not gotten a pay increase, and that's a big problem, especially when you consider the inflation that we're experiencing right now. And that's pushing workers to quit because they're like, I can't make do with the money I'm getting paid for this work, and I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done.
Probably wouldn't transfer
Some
my
of these
save file
workers
though.
quit.
Well, maybe it might through World of
And
Trucks. I guess
the
that's
ones that
possible.
remain end up working punishing hours. In some ways, they're on call on their days off. And it's just been a complete and utter disaster. The conditions aren't good. The pay isn't good. And so last month, the Brotherhood
I had to tell my
of
last
Locomotive
boss that I wasn't on
Engineers
call
and
because I worked at a
Trainmen
Pizza Hut.
voted
I was like,
99%,
you don't get to just
nearly
wake me up in the middle of the day and have me come in and work a
unanimous, going on
shift
strike.
when it's my
And
day
the
off.
before the union was,
Like,
legally
I
able to
could
strike,
work,
the White House got involved. Biden stepped in.
but if I don't,
And he created what's referred to
but
as
I
a
don't, like I'm not on
Presidential
call.
Emergency Board, or
I work at a
PEB,
Pizza Hut for minimum
okay?
wage.
And he did this by executive order, which prevented the unions from being able to go on strike. And so it prevents them from going on strike for at least 30 days. And understand why he did that, okay? If the railroad workers go on strike, any supply chain issues that we've already experienced will be exacerbated considerably. And that puts the White House in panic, puts the corporations in panic. This is why organized labor is a powerful thing. But unfortunately, Biden decided to step in and prevent them from legally striking for 30 days, okay? So even more context, you might be wondering, well, does Biden even have the executive authority to do that? He absolutely does. The authority to create a presidential emergency board was established in the Railway Labor Act of 1926. So
How am I doing on
Biden's executive
time?
order is not without precedent, okay? But here's my argument, Boss. Instead of preventing them from striking, how about you apply pressure to the corporations that are doing real well to share that revenue? You know, just pay the workers. Please just pay the workers. And they just won't do it, right? So now we're in this disaster.
Actually, I'm on time except for
legally
if they block off the road at some point.
Well. So let's get to what we know from the latest round of negotiations. Number one.
I mean, 44
profits
miles.
for these railroad companies on the rise. Let's take a look at this.
For all I know, they're gonna turn off the
using
exit I need to
Bloomberg
take.
Intelligence. It was put together by the Washington Post.
And I have 19 hours to make, so I have plenty of time to, if something happens and I need to rest.
So they're doing well, and they could share that wealth with the workers, but they're refusing to do it. So yesterday, Biden's PEB released its recommendations for a new contract. Okay, so this is the group that Biden put together. Okay, this isn't even the corporation that's making the proposal. The PEB report proposes a 22% cumulative pay increase over 5 years, retroactive to 2020. The proposal, which works out to an average 4.4% wage increase per year, is little more than half the current rate of inflation of 8.5%, entailing a major cut in real pay. That's what they came up with. We're going to give you a raise, but it's not going to be enough to even mitigate inflation. So it's not a raise. It's still a pay cut when you consider inflation. It's just a disaster. Even worse, the PEB did not recommend any changes to the punishing attendance policies that railroad
That's a yawn, but I'm almost at my destination.
I'll get to those details in a moment, but first, Waz, I want to give you an opportunity to jump in.
Vehicle broken down on the side of the road.
Exit right. To say here, there was a lot of, tough talk. I think I was even on the show when Biden did his tough talk to Amazon, and we're unionizing, and we're coming for you, and blah blah blah. A lot of lip service paid to the labor movement in this country, putrid as it already is. And so
I'm gonna wait on that truck.
Do this and just basically punch the working man in the face is just disgusting. And symbolically, I'm not one who cares about symbolism too much, but like the reason why a labor movement was even started was because of the freaking railroads. Like just the punishing conditions, the amount of people who literally died laying down the railroads in this country, right? Like the conditions were so just unacceptable and inhumane. Like this is the industry that galvanized a labor movement in this country. And so to see Joe Biden, 100-something years later, just be a complete corporate flack and hack, it's quite disgusting. And again,
it might ask me to custom park this, and I am not learned enough in the ways of articulated trailers to do it just yet, but I need to set aside some time, perhaps when I reach a job destination that is
just shameful and awful.
Not
I can't help but think about how he is
like
very much
with my
willing to
driver falling
flex his
asleep.
executive muscle when it comes to preventing workers from striking. But when it comes to other executive privileges,
Nobody
like the ability
coming.
to, with the stroke of a pen,
We're gonna act like I
cancel
stopped.
student loan debt, it would take no effort, really. He pretends like he doesn't know whether he has the ability to do that through an executive order. He absolutely does. These are federal government loans, and the education.
Looks like I'm gonna be a little bit
with
far
Biden's
away from the
blessing
next rest
to
area,
cancel
though.
the debt.
Going this far out on the road.
I mean, it's such a layup. That's the thing that I don't get. So many easy things that Biden could do, like canceling the debt is one thing. Taking marijuana off the Schedule 1 drug list is another thing he could do. Easy,
Okay, I
layups,
technically have
layup
enough
after
money
layup.
to
He misses every time.
hire a new driver and
So
truck,
I wanna
but
give the workers a voice
okay, I'm gonna
here.
try
Let's start
and
with one of the railroad
find a rest
workers
area
from
nearby
Virginia
that's
who says, "I
got a
work
repair
in
area.
Norfolk Southern.
I'm feeling a little uncomfortable
We
about my
have a
damage.
long pool pool in which the conductors get no set days off.
Get ready to
They
turn
leave
right.
their home terminal and can spend up to 36 hours or more in a hotel.
Tyrants should find a place to
waiting
rest.
for their next train. And I don't know for sure, but I would venture
Turn
to say
right.
that as they're waiting for that next train in a hotel when they would probably much rather be at home, they're not getting paid for those hours. I'm not sure. I'm just suspecting
You have
that
arrived
that's the
at
case.
your destination. Your route guidance
He
is now
continues to
finished.
say, or she, I'm unsure because this person
Where should I put it?
gave the quote anonymously. Often that will be their day off. So they're like on call or waiting for their next job on their day off in a hotel waiting on their train back home. When they get back home to their home terminal, they're often back to work after their 10-hour mandatory rest period, depending on how quick the pool is turning. Here's another worker from Texas. I was forced to take stimulants to stay awake and sleeping pills to sleep. Then more stimulants to wake up from the pills I took to go to sleep. It got to where I couldn't sleep at all. Then I would fall asleep for way too long and couldn't wake up. I literally felt like I was going crazy. I mean, the
Uh-oh.
torture that these workers are going through, both physically and mentally, is insane. And again, to see
Okay, now I don't know what to
Biden,
do.
the one thing that I felt the need to give him credit on, which is, you know, his NLRB has been pretty good. Standards are low, let's keep that in mind, right? But good relative to other administrations.
Okay.
But he is now...
I don't know how to work
that
this.
one positive thing in his administration by stepping in and basically preventing...
I had the right
these workers from
idea.
striking to ensure that they get better working conditions and better pay. Finally, let me just tell you what happens next. We've entered another 30-day period in which the unions cannot strike. And the negotiations
Oh, it just let me.
are
Oh, whoops.
ongoing.
I accidentally
If
delivered it. I was going to
the
back
agreement
up.
is not reached at the end of the 30 days, then
That was a good
unions won't
bar.
be able to strike. However, there's something else to keep in mind.
Wow, that's a good
Congress
amount of
can
money.
take
Let's
initiative there. They
grab a
would
truck.
intervene, as they did in 1992. There's precedent for that. So that was when the International Association of Machinists struck against a single railroad, CSX. And so Congress stepped in, and Congress and the White House moved with rare speed. They're always so fast when it comes to these issues, right? Rare speed to end a crippling two-day
Explosives.
nationwide rail shutdown that already had begun to threaten the economy by forcing layoffs at coal mines and auto assembly plants. The House and Senate passed emergency legislation.
All right, let's see.
Barring strikes.
How
and
is our
lockdowns by large
garage
margins,
manager
setting
doing?
up a last best
We got
offer
5 of 5 of
arbitration
everywhere.
system to resolve the three
So we need
major
to
union
check about
management
purchasing
disputes
garage.
that had idled virtually all U.S. railroads.
Maybe get one in Lamar.
So the one there's
Need
two things that I think Congress is very
280,000
speedy
to start
with.
filling it up.
Number one, defense spending. They'll
For
pass
anybody
that
who's
bill
watching
right
later on
away.
YouTube,
And anything that allows
I would like to thank you for
the
watching.
crushing of workers, certainly workers who might not strike.
This over here
So
has
that-
been
there you
American
have it.
Truck
That's-
Simulator, presented by Improvision Entertainment. I have been Hunterman, and I will see you in the future. Oops, that is not... I have to do a button combination to make that happen. In the future!